Hello, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Let us continue where we left off, which was, I actually can't remember. I think we wanted to present him something, right? Ah, there you go. I don't think we've talked to him about this here. Is that your son who's in there with you?
No, not at all. He was the lodger here. Once Duncan Ross was his name.
Duncan Ross.
A street photographer happened to be passing, and so I asked him to take a shot of just for kicks, really.
Was he by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsume?
Yes, that's right.
Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say.
Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before the Japanese chap.
Would you mind telling us a little more about him? Oh, thank goodness. I was a bit worried for a second that I couldn't remember what we were up to.
Yes, Duncan Ross, young chap, was attending art school, had to work to pay for it. Moved into the middle floor room about a year ago after that criminal, Sheldon, was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them.
A history of cheap rent, maybe? Yes.
Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about 1 month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers are up to at the time. So sadly, I was rather tardily to discover what happened. Smell of gas that alerted me, it was.
Ah, yes. Synonymous with the smell of death.
Called the police straight away, of course, and they also kicked the door off its hinges. But once we get inside, then we barely all collapsed.
Because of the gas?
Yes, the room was full of it, no air at all. Stove must have been gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed.
So Mr. Ross suffocated to death.
Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced all over the house.
But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. The stove goes out at night whilst he's sleeping in bed.
Well, that's the volley curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now.
No one's feeling defensive. Yeah, I think it's just faulty pipes, man.
Oh, that reminds me, actually.
Yes?
About young Duncan the night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady.
A love letter, you mean?
Yes, where did I put it now? Here it is, left it on my desk.
If you'll excuse me. Let me see now, what does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Susato, that is precisely why I preface my readings with, if you'll excuse me. I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no.
Sadly, he didn't address it, though, so I have no means of addressing the thing. Rather sad, really.
I see, that's going to play on my mind. But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearings on the case. I think we should leave well all alone. Yes, I suppose you're right. Indeed, the intended recipient address is missing. However, there is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once. My undying love to you, my colorful darling Olive Green. Olive Green? The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago? The victim of the last case Soseki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence? Mr. Naruto, whatever can this mean? Reading personal correspondence can't have its merits, you see, Mr. Sato? Ah ha ha ha. Well then, let us... Can we converse anymore? Or can I check... Did we get anything new? Is my question. No, we didn't get anything new. I guess we move somewhere now. Maybe back to the prison. Maybe we can talk with Natsume about this. Nope, nothing new. Ah, that's right. We wanted to maybe go to the hospital, because maybe that's where she is still. 22nd February, St. Bartholomew's Hospital Recovery Ward. Mr. Naruto, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves... Ah, what is it? Miss Green! What was that? She clearly just hid something behind her back. Moment, I'll be with you in a jiffy. Oh, hello everyone. What are you doing? What are you all doing here? The doctor said I can be discharged, so I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing really. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you, if that's alright. I don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can coax something out of her. Can I present you this photo? Wrong button. Photo! Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross, you knew him, didn't you? Oh no, the medicine! Oh no, I'm so sorry. The bottle of medicine fell when she did. Oh, Miss Green, are you alright? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to startle you like that. No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan a year now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved. Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually. That's why I decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding. And that's what led him to Mr. Gerardiv's. Yes, he told me he found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Oh, Miss Green, she looks desperately sad. I was starting to think that's just her luck. But now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. Maybe that means we can actually, talk to her. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Oh yes, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. Probably shouldn't stand around and chat. She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but... Would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon. Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way. Mr. Naruto? Surely you were not about to leave. That's quite out of the question. Well, Mr. Sholmes, I didn't realize you were here. But of course I was, my dear fellow, watching intently from the shadows as always. Well, make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this all about? Something which occurred to me with some regularity, Mr. Sato, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened, instead of preventing a case before it happens? That is what sets a great detective apart. What do you mean? There is a case waiting to happen underneath our very noses, Mr. Naruto. And let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening. With nothing but careful observation. Alright. Oh, I just noticed there's a dead rat in the background. All the clues you need are set before you. You only need to look. You cannot fail to see. You can do it, Mr. Naruto. I know you can. Okay, well, the most obvious one is that a giant furry dead rat is now dead. The mouse seems to be dead. Look. I didn't notice it there before, did you? I think perhaps it drank the medicine that's spilled out of the bottle. But that's the bottle that Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived. You don't think? Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of this scene. That's of a tragedy about to take place. Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before has spilt on the floor, and the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. Don't worry, I will attend to the mouse presently. Miss Green, were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life? Once we'd left, you would have put it in your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison? No! Miss Green, please talk to us. It definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes was about to happen here. Perhaps we should have Miss Green about it. Mr. Duncan Ross, who would have thought he was engaged to be married to Miss Green? To lose one's beloved fiancé must be painful enough. But then Miss Green suffered that awful injury, and outside her fiancé's former lodgings too. They can be very cruel sometimes. Man, what is with this game and like killing off a significant other before their actual wedding? It's happened before in the original games. Alright, let's see. Anything else? Alright, I guess we're just gonna ask her about it. There we go. 10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would have not enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted. Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine? Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck this out when he wasn't looking. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains. I'm afraid I don't really know, but I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow. Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison. Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no, it's all my fault. What have I done? I shall remove this. I shall remove this to my office. Miss Green, I take it you have no objections. No, none. Neither the sender's name or address appears to be written on the envelope or the card. It arrived by my post at my post home at my blah blah. Sorry. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident. That put me in the hospital. Wait a second, there's a missing part of that looks like exactly the part that was in the floor of that Shakespeare dude. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute. The 17th of this month. That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road. And 5 p.m. is precisely the time when the incident occurred. Slug and Salad, yes. A pub on the northern corner of the Briar Road. Briar Road being the street that Mr. Gerdeb's house is on? Does that mean that? Yes, I'm sure you've guessed. That day when I was struck in the back by a knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day. I'm sorry, I didn't say anything before. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything. Yes, I'm very sorry to have had dragged you to such a painful place in memories. No, it's fine. Miss Green, please, promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyways. Besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. It might sound a little conceited, but well, that's how this has all made me feel. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Well, it would appear we've reached the end of our investigation trial for today. Yes, it is late. And Mr. Naruto, did you discover anything that might be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think? Details about Mr. Shakespeare, Mr. Gerdib's lodging, and the convict Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see to heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feelings anyways. You can't help wondering about the results of the analysis. Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean? Yes, will they have found stericin in it or not? Well, I feel that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend, Mr. Reaper. Oh dear. Yes, Beric von Zeeks. But I wish you every success, of course, and though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed to a crisp hour and attend the trial. Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come? Indeed, whatever happens, I shall be there, assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning. Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume until the very end. London, the world's most prosperous city, home to 6 million people. But away from the razzle-dazzle, down back alleys and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely luck. Sasaki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here. And so I felt honored bound to battle equally hard for my compatriots, to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow would be a new dawn for all of us. at the end of this part. It is. Alright, I think we'll end it here for now then. So, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until then, I will see you all later. Goodbye.